Welcome, visionary thinkers. Today, we'll uncover the exact steps you can take to shift from ordinary to extraordinary. This isn't about dreaming big, it's about doing big. Get ready for actionable insights that will fuel your growth and push you to achieve more than you ever thought possible. Let's get started. Have you ever found yourself always being the one to initiate contact? Always sending the first text or making the first call, wondering why he never reaches out first? This pattern can leave you feeling drained and undervalued. But the good news is that the solution to breaking this cycle lies entirely within your control. The first step is to realize the immense power you hold over your own thoughts and emotions. The moment you stop chasing and start aligning with the truth that you are worthy of being pursued, everything begins to change. The key to shifting the dynamic is to focus inward. When you believe deep in your heart that you are someone deserving of respect and attention, the need to constantly reach out to him begins to disappear. Your inner belief becomes the foundation of how others treat you. If you believe you're worthy of admiration, you won't settle for anything less. This shift in perspective allows you to stop feeling like you have to chase someone's affection and start seeing your own value. Imagine for a moment that you are already in the position of being desired. Visualize him reaching out to you without hesitation, because that is exactly what will happen when you start aligning with the energy of being pursued. The emotional shift that takes place when you stop waiting for him to make the first move is powerful. You are no longer coming from a place of neediness, but from a place of self-assurance. This energy is magnetic and it draws others to you in ways you never thought possible. Living in the feeling of being desired is not just about envisioning someone reaching out to you, it's about embodying that feeling every day. When you wake up in the morning, remind yourself that you are a person who commands respect and attention. Feel the warmth of being wanted, and carry that feeling throughout your day. The more you believe it, the more the universe will reflect it back to you. Gentlemen, the next time you turn up, this inner shift is like a magnetic force that will attract the right energy into your life. As you embody the feeling of being pursued, you'll naturally notice people, including him, start coming towards you. When you start to focus on your own value, you'll notice an incredible change in how others perceive you. Your self-worth will no longer be defined by whether he reaches out first or not. When you value yourself deeply, you stop seeking validation from external sources. It doesn't matter if he texts you first or not. Your sense of self-respect is unshakable, and that is what will make you irresistible to him. When people don't get the sense of their value and values are convincing your worth, they will remain irresistible to him. Men, like anyone else, are drawn to confidence. They find it captivating when a woman knows her worth and doesn't need to beg for attention. When you show up as the best version of yourself, it will naturally attract the attention you desire. You don't have to wait for him to realize it. He will notice without you having to say a word. Another powerful tool to shift the dynamic is to assume the best. Instead of wondering why he hasn't reached out, start assuming that he is thinking about you and wanting to connect. Living with the assumption that he is reaching out to you because he can't resist the connection is a powerful practice. This mindset transforms the entire interaction. You stop focusing on the lack and start seeing the possibility. Every moment you assume he is coming towards you, you align with the energy of that outcome. What you believe will manifest. So why not believe in the best possible scenario? Trusting in the timing of life is one of the most important aspects of this transformation. Often we get frustrated when things don't happen on our timeline, but the truth is that everything happens when it is meant to. If he isn't reaching out, it could be that the timing isn't right, or that he isn't the right person for you. Trust that the universe is guiding you towards something better, and everything will align when it's meant to. In general, I'm all for what most makes for a happy family, individually and collectively, because all is here to help you. Let go of the pressure to control the outcome and instead trust the process. The more you embrace the unknown and release any expectations, the more peaceful and confident you become. The most important shift of all is to stop focusing on him and instead focus on yourself. When you put all your energy into growing and evolving as a person, the right people will be naturally drawn to you. Shift your attention away from him and towards your own development. Invest in your passions, career, friendships, and personal growth. The more you do this, the less likely you are to feel desperate for his attention, because you'll be too busy enjoying your own life. A woman who is focused on her own growth is magnetic. The more you focus on yourself, the less you will care whether he reaches out first or not. Your energy will attract someone who values you, and when he does reach out, it will feel like a natural extension of the connection you've already built. As you take these steps, you will begin to see him shift. By stopping the cycle of always being the one to reach out, you create a space for him to come to you. You don't have to wait idly by, but you do have to trust that when the time is right, things will align. Your power is not in waiting, but in trusting yourself and the universe to bring the right things to you. Have you ever found yourself constantly wondering why he never reaches out first? Every time you wait for him to make the move, it feels like you're stuck in an endless cycle of waiting, hoping, and doubting. But what if I told you that the key to changing this dynamic lies not in his actions, but in how you feel about yourself and the situation? The truth is, when you start living in the feeling of being desired, everything changes. Imagine waking up every morning with the absolute certainty that you are wanted, admired, and adored. Feel it in your bones, not as a fleeting thought, but as a deep, unshakable truth. When you embody this feeling, you stop waiting for someone to prove it to you because you already know it within yourself. The energy you radiate becomes magnetic, drawing him in without you having to do anything. He starts to reach out to you because your presence alone is irresistible. This is the transformative power of truly living in the feeling of being desired. It's easy to get caught up in the need for external validation, especially when you've been the one initiating contact. We often find ourselves tied to the idea that someone's affection or attention is proof of our worth. But when you live in the feeling of being desired, you no longer need that external reassurance. You have already affirmed your own value, and that self-assurance radiates outward, effortlessly attracting the attention and respect you deserve. This shift is not just about visualizing someone reaching out or imagining a text message that lights up your phone. It's about internalizing the belief that you are deserving of affection, respect, and love simply for being who you are. As you embody this belief, you begin to project a sense of worth that others pick up on. People are naturally drawn to those who carry themselves with confidence and self-love. When you feel desired within yourself, you no longer chase or beg for attention. You become the center of attraction without even trying. This feeling doesn't need to be something you only imagine. It's something you can cultivate every single day. Start by believing that you are already wanted and begin to carry that energy with you. It's about more than just wishful thinking. It's about genuinely feeling the worth that comes from within. When you align with that feeling, you show up in the world differently. Your body language changes, your voice becomes more confident, and your interactions feel more fulfilling. Now listen and tell me, how do you feel? The moment you believe you are desired, the world responds by reflecting that belief back to you. Living in the feeling of being desired also means releasing any energy of desperation. When we chase someone, we often do so from a place of need, as if their attention is the key to validating our worth. But when you feel deeply desired, that need disappears. You no longer have to wait for his message, because you know that if he's meant to reach out, he will. The act of waiting becomes effortless because you trust that everything will unfold in its perfect timing. You no longer feel anxious or insecure about the outcome because you've already embraced your own value. The more you practice living in the feeling of being desired, the more you align with the type of energy that attracts genuine connections. This feeling shifts your entire mindset from lack to abundance. You stop seeing relationships as something you need to fix, and instead you see them as opportunities to share the love and respect you already have for yourself. The more you radiate this energy, the more others will be drawn to it. And just as importantly, when he sees that you are no longer waiting for him to make the first move, he begins to realize the value you bring to the table. The truth is, when you start living in this energy, your interactions become less about seeking validation and more about creating meaningful connections. You begin to feel empowered to make decisions based on your own desires rather than trying to figure out what he wants or why he hasn't reached out. This shift in perspective brings peace and clarity, allowing you to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The feeling of being desired isn't just a fleeting moment, it's a lifestyle. It's something you can cultivate daily by affirming your worth, standing in your power, and radiating confidence. The more you practice this, the more it becomes a part of who you are. You start to feel like you deserve to be loved, appreciated, and pursued, and in turn, you begin to attract people who value you for exactly who you are. And someone on the podcast said, "Be the person you want to be." By living in the feeling of being desired, you stop depending on someone else to define your worth. Instead, you create your own worth and show up in the world as a woman who already knows her value. This shift empowers you to stand tall, make choices from a place of confidence, and live your life without waiting for anyone to validate your existence. It's this powerful shift that makes you truly irresistible. Because when you know you're desired, others will naturally see it too. There is an undeniable power that comes from knowing your own worth. And once you fully embody this truth, nothing and no one can shake you. Self-worth is the foundation of confidence, and confidence is magnetic. It's time to stop allowing external circumstances or people to define how you feel about yourself. When you begin to truly value yourself, everything changes. You stop looking for validation outside of you and start creating your own internal sense of worth that no one can take away. When you stand in the belief that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness just as you are, you begin to radiate that energy outwards. The moment you recognize your own value, others begin to recognize it too. People can sense when you value yourself because that energy is unmistakable. There is something incredibly attractive about someone who knows their worth and isn't afraid to show it. They don't need to seek validation from others because they already know who they are and what they bring to the table. It's important to realize that self-worth is not dependent on someone else's behavior or treatment of you. Too often we place our value in the hands of others, allowing their actions or words to dictate how we feel about ourselves. But true worth doesn't fluctuate with external circumstances. Your worth is inherent, and it's something that cannot be altered or diminished by the actions of others. Once you understand this, you stop living for approval and you start living for yourself. You stop measuring your worth by how others treat you or whether they reach out first. You know that you deserve the best and you don't have to beg anyone for it. Embodying unshakable self-worth means standing firm in your beliefs about yourself even when the world around you may seem uncertain. It means trusting that you are enough, just as you are. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone, and you don't need to chase anyone's affection or approval. You simply need to show up as the best version of yourself and know that that version is already more than enough. When you live from this place of inner strength, everything shifts. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, and even the way you walk. All of it reflects your self-worth. People will be drawn to you because they can sense the confidence you exude. This level of self-worth is unshakable. It's a deep knowing that no matter what happens, you will always stand tall. You are secure in who you are, and no one can take that from you. When you fully embrace this, you stop second-guessing yourself or seeking others' opinions to feel validated. Your decisions are no longer based on fear or insecurity, but on trust in yourself. You no longer feel the need to ask, "Am I good enough for him?" Because you know you are more than enough for anyone who truly sees you. You are a woman who knows her value, and that alone is powerful. The key to this transformation lies in how you view yourself. How you perceive your worth will directly impact the way others perceive you. When you don't doubt your value, others won't either. Self-worth is a reflection of how you treat yourself. If you constantly belittle yourself or if you tolerate poor treatment from others, you send the message that you don't value yourself. On the other hand, when you hold yourself in high regard, others will follow suit. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. If you demand respect and kindness from yourself, others will begin to treat you with the same respect. It's important to remember that your self-worth isn't about being perfect. No one is perfect, and it's the imperfections that make us human. Self-worth is about accepting and loving yourself despite your flaws. It's about recognizing your strengths and acknowledging your worthiness even when you fall short of your own expectations. We are all works in progress, and self-worth is about embracing the journey and understanding that you are worthy of love and respect at every stage of your life. As you begin to embody unshakable self-worth, your entire outlook on life shifts. You start to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You start to attract people who value you, and you stop tolerating relationships or situations that don't serve you. You no longer waste time or energy on those who don't see your worth. Instead, you focus on creating, and you begin to experience more joy, more love, and more fulfillment because you have created a life where you are treated with the respect and admiration you deserve. The more you practice living from this place of self-worth, the easier it becomes. You stop seeking validation in external sources because you will know deep down that you are enough. You will no longer need to prove anything to anyone because you will already know that you are worthy just as you are. And that is where the magic happens. When you stop seeking others' approval and start living for yourself, you unlock a power that is undeniable. You attract the kind of love, respect, and success that you've always wanted because you finally learned to love and respect yourself first. This shift is transformative. When you embody unshakable self-worth, you become unstoppable. You stop questioning your value and start embracing your greatness. And when you do, the world around you begins to reflect that same greatness back. You are worthy. You are enough. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner your entire life will begin to align with the love, respect, and happiness you always deserved. There comes a time in every person's life when they must take control of their own narrative. No longer should we allow the circumstances around us or the people in our lives to dictate our experiences. The moment you realize that you have the ability to create your reality through your beliefs and assumptions, it's all about mastering the law of assumption. A law so powerful that it can change your entire existence if you understand how to use it to your advantage. At its core, the law of assumption is about aligning your thoughts with your desired outcomes, assuming that what you want is already yours. This isn't about wishful thinking or hoping for things to change. It's about truly believing that what you desire is already a reality. When you operate from a place of assumption, you take control over your life and start shaping it with your thoughts and beliefs. This approach isn't passive. It's not about waiting for things to happen. It's about actively creating them with your mindset. The first step in mastering the law of assumption is to understand the power of your thoughts. Your thoughts are incredibly potent. Every single thought you entertain has the ability to shape your reality. When you focus on a particular belief, whether positive or negative, you are inviting that belief to manifest in your life. Think about it. How often do you find yourself worrying about a negative outcome or anticipating something going wrong? Without realizing it, you may be reinforcing those fears and assumptions, allowing them to control your future. But what if you could redirect that energy towards assuming success, happiness, and fulfillment instead? The change begins with awareness, and that's the first step towards mastering this law. As you start to realize the power of assumption, you must begin shifting your mindset from one of doubt and uncertainty to one of absolute certainty. You must assume the best. This is where confidence is built. Confidence doesn't come from external validation. It comes from assuming that you are already worthy of the success, love, and happiness you desire. When you believe that you deserve the best, your actions and choices reflect that belief. You begin to make decisions from a place of confidence, knowing that the outcome will align with your assumptions. This belief doesn't need to be proven, it simply needs to be adopted. Mastering the law of assumption means trusting yourself in the process. It's about understanding that when you consistently hold a belief, you set into motion a chain of events that leads to its fulfillment. This belief isn't just a thought, it's a way of being. You begin to live as if the things you want are already yours. Imagine waking up every day assuming that today will bring you closer to your dreams. Imagine going through each moment with the belief that everything is working out for your highest good. This mindset shift not only changes how you view the world, but it also transforms how the world responds to you. One of the most important aspects of mastering the law of assumption is understanding that it's not enough to just think positively. You must truly feel and embody the assumption you're making. It's not about saying, "I'll be successful." It's about fully believing and experiencing the feeling of success, even before it happens. It's about connecting with the emotions that come with achieving your desired outcome and allowing those emotions to fuel your actions. When you embody that energy, you begin to attract the people, opportunities, and circumstances that align with your assumptions. The universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to the energy you emit. Assumptions are more than just thoughts. They are an energy that permeates your entire being. When you embody the feeling of success, you begin to vibrate at a frequency that attracts success. When you assume love, you naturally draw in love. The law of assumption works by matching your internal energy with the external circumstances. What you assume to be true becomes your reality, because it creates a shift in the energy you send out into the world. You begin to attract experiences that confirm your assumptions. And as this cycle continues, you strengthen your belief in your ability to manifest your desires. There is also a critical element of persistence when it comes to mastering the law of assumption. It's easy to assume something when everything is going well. But what about when challenges arise or things don't seem to be going according to plan? This is when your assumption must be even stronger. You must remain steadfast in your belief that your desires are already yours. Even in the face of adversity, trust that your assumption is the key to unlocking your reality, and continue to hold that belief with unwavering faith. The beauty of mastering the law of assumption is that it doesn't require perfection. You don't have to get everything right, nor do you need to be free of doubt. It's about consistency and faith. When you consistently assume the best for yourself, and when you hold that assumption in your heart, you begin to reshape your reality in ways you never thought possible. It's about learning to trust the process and embracing the unknown. knowing that everything you desire is already on its way. Mastering the law of assumption is not just a tool for manifesting material things, it's a mindset that can change the way you view yourself and the world. It's about embracing the idea that you have the power to shape your life and that your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions hold the key to unlocking your fullest potential. It's about stepping into your power and living from a place of unwavering faith that everything you desire is already coming into fruition. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your assumptions, you create a reality that is not only fulfilling but also aligned with your deepest desires. The law of assumption is the key to unlocking that reality, and once you master it, you will find yourself living a life that feels limitless. In life, there is a force far greater than our own will that orchestrates the flow of events in ways we often can't fully understand. It's the force of divine timing, a perfect rhythm that plays out in our lives when we let go of control and surrender to the greater plan that is unfolding. Trusting divine timing means understanding that everything happens when it's meant to, not when we demand it to. It's about having faith that the universe is always working in your favor even when it doesn't seem like it. This trust transforms the way you navigate your life, allowing you to move with ease, grace, and confidence, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. One of the hardest things to do in life is to stop rushing the process. We live in a world that thrives on instant gratification, where everything from our meals to our entertainment is available at the click of a button. We are taught that we must always push for more, strive for success, and act now in order to make things happen. But when we surrender to divine timing, we stop forcing and start allowing. We begin to understand that not everything can be rushed, and some things require time to fall into place. This doesn't mean being passive or complacent. It means having the patience and trust to allow life to unfold in its own time, knowing that every step along the way is preparing you for something greater. Trusting divine timing isn't always easy. It requires releasing the fear of missing out or thinking that you're somehow falling behind. We live in a world where comparison is rampant, and it's easy to look around and think that everyone else is further along in their journey than you are. But when you trust divine timing, you stop comparing your journey to others. You recognize that each person has their own path, and that your path is unfolding exactly as it should. The delays you experience, the challenges you face, and the timing of everything in your life is leading you to a place where you can handle the blessings that are about to come. When you trust divine timing, you stop worrying about how much time you have left and start focusing on the present moment, knowing that every experience, good or bad, is helping you grow into the person you need to become. At the core of trusting divine timing is the belief that there is a higher power guiding you. It's about knowing that there is a reason for every setback, delay, and obstacle that appears in your life. These things are not there to punish you, they are there to prepare you. Divine timing is not arbitrary, it's purposeful. Sometimes the universe knows that you're not yet ready for the opportunity that you desire. Perhaps you need more time to grow, to learn, or to heal before you can fully embrace what's coming your way. This isn't a sign of failure, but rather a sign that you are being shaped into the person who will be able to handle the abundance that's on its way. When you trust divine timing, you release the need to understand everything that's happening. You let go of the pressure to have everything figured out right now and embrace the knowing that what's meant for you will come at the perfect moment. Learning to trust divine timing also means letting go of control. So often we think that we have to control every aspect of our lives in order to achieve success, happiness, and fulfillment. But true peace comes when we release that need for control and instead lean into the flow of life. Trusting divine timing means surrendering to the natural rhythm of your life and allowing the universe to take the lead. This doesn't mean you stop working towards your goals or making decisions that align with your values. It simply means that you stop forcing things to happen before their time. You trust that the right people, opportunities, and experiences will enter your life at the perfect moment, and you remain open to receiving them. When you trust divine timing, you also begin to understand the importance of patience. In our fast-paced world, patience is a virtue that is often overlooked. But patience is not about sitting idly by while life passes you by. It's about having the faith to stay the course, even when things aren't moving as quickly as you would like. It's about trusting that the seeds you plant today will bear fruit at the right time. And while you wait, you continue to grow, develop, and evolve into the person who is ready to receive the next step in your journey. When you trust divine timing, you stop rushing and start enjoying the process. You embrace the journey, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. It's also important to remember that divine timing doesn't just apply to big events in your life, it applies to every aspect of your day-to-day experiences. Whether it's the perfect moment for a conversation, the right time to make a decision, or the ideal timing for an opportunity to come into your life, everything happens in divine order. Every little moment contributes to the grand tapestry of your life, and each experience holds the potential for growth and transformation. When you trust divine timing, you begin to see life's moments not as random events, but as perfectly timed opportunities that are guiding you to where you need to be. In a world that is constantly demanding our attention, it's easy to lose sight of one of the most important things we can do for ourselves: focusing on our own growth. Personal growth is a journey that often takes a backseat to the pressures and expectations of others. Yet it is through focusing on our own development that we unlock our true potential and create a life of fulfillment, happiness, and success. It's easy to get distracted by external circumstances, but real power lies in understanding that we are in control of our growth, and it begins with the decisions we make each day. To focus on your own growth, you first must recognize the importance of your inner world. The external world often pulls us in many directions, whether it's the opinions of others, societal pressures, or the demands of daily life. But true growth comes from within. When you turn your attention inward, you begin to identify areas of your life that require healing, improvement, or attention. And whether it's your emotional well-being, mindset, or personal skills, focusing on these areas and nurturing them is the first step towards profound transformation. One of the most powerful ways to focus on your growth is by making personal development a daily practice. Growth doesn't happen overnight. It's not something that can be achieved by a single event or action. It's a continuous journey that requires dedication, commitment, and patience. By dedicating a small amount of time every day to improving yourself, whether it's through reading, journaling, meditating, or learning new skills, you build a solid foundation for success. Physicality: the more consistent you are in your efforts, the greater the results you'll see over time. It's also important to understand that personal growth isn't always about adding something new to your life. It's about shedding what no longer serves you. Growth involves letting go of old habits, beliefs, and patterns that hold you back. Often we carry emotional baggage or limiting beliefs that prevent us from moving forward. These may have been formed in childhood or developed as a result of past experiences. But the key to growth is recognizing these patterns and choosing to release them. As you let go of the old, you create space for new, positive energy to enter your life. This process of release is just as important as the process of addition, because it allows you to evolve into a better version of yourself. When focusing on your own growth, it's essential to recognize the importance of self-love. Self-love isn't just about taking time to care for yourself. It's about deeply appreciating and valuing who you are. Too often, we seek validation from others, hoping to feel worthy or loved. However, true self-worth comes from within. When you cultivate self-love, you stop relying on external validation and begin to trust in your own abilities, talents, and worthiness. This shift in mindset empowers you to take bold steps towards your goals, knowing that you are enough just as you are. Self-love is the foundation upon which all growth is built, because it creates a solid sense of confidence and inner peace. Another essential aspect of focusing on your own growth is learning to embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. In fact, it's often the most uncomfortable situations that lead to the most profound transformations. Whether it's stepping into a new role, learning a new skill, or facing a fear, embracing discomfort pushes you past your limits and helps you discover strengths you never knew you had. It's in these moments of discomfort that you learn the most about yourself. Each challenge you face, no matter how difficult, provides an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. When you accept discomfort as a part of the process, you stop running from challenges and instead approach them with curiosity and resilience. Equally important is the need to cultivate a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort and dedication. They view challenges as opportunities to learn and setbacks as temporary obstacles rather than permanent failures. By adopting this mindset, you shift your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing it as something to fear, you begin to see it as an inevitable part of the learning process. With this attitude, you approach each challenge with determination, knowing that every experience, whether successful or not, brings you one step closer to your goal. A growth mindset allows you to view setbacks as stepping stones, not roadblocks, and helps you keep moving forward even when things get tough. Additionally, focusing on your own growth requires setting clear, intentional goals. Growth doesn't happen by chance. It happens when you have a clear vision of where you want to go and take intentional steps towards that vision. Goal setting gives you direction and purpose, providing you with a roadmap to follow. Whether your goals are big or small, they should align with your values and reflect the person you want to become. As you achieve each goal, no matter how small, you build momentum, confidence, and a sense of accomplishment. Setting goals allows you to stay focused on what truly matters to you and gives you the motivation to continue growing, even when challenges arise. Equally essential is surrounding yourself with people who support your growth. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on your mindset and actions. When you surround yourself with individuals who encourage your growth, challenge you to be better, and inspire you to reach for greater things, you create an environment that fosters your development. On the other hand, if you remain in environments where negativity and stagnation are prevalent, your growth can be stunted. Choose to invest your time and energy in relationships that uplift and support your personal journey, as these connections can propel you toward your goals.